Hi, and welcome to Mail Day with BeardedTinker. Let's look at some of the packages that the mailman brought this week. We'll start in a couple of seconds. Integrated circuit. I do not think that this is integrated circuit. This is Smart RF04EB, Texas Instrument programmer, and this one should be used to program the Zigbee boards. Or this should be used to program all the Zigbee projects that I will be working on. So you get the cable here that you have to hook up to the board where the Zigbee is already located, power PC cable, and the programmer itself. It has RST LED, the power one is missing, and that's it. This was one of the things that I was missing to finish all my projects. So now I have all the components for the Geiger Miller counter. For the watering project, I'm still missing pumps. I'm waiting for the delivery, and I also noticed that I forgot to order one capacitor. So yeah, that one is missing still. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this and waiting for this because, as I said, I couldn't finish any project. I could solder the components, but I couldn't program and see if everything is working or not. So yeah, you have CC debugger, which I also have, and I used it for programming of the CC2531 USB Zigbee stick or router. But this one here I'm using for the DIY Zigbee project, such for example as Geiger Miller counter, the remote watering station, etc. There are also some other projects that I still haven't showcased, but either I have made them or tested them, but yeah, they are for future. The item costs €4.60 with the 59 cents shipping, and this shipping is via AliExpress ever shipping. You can go for, I don't know how it's more expensive, Kainao Super Economy shipping, which should be cheaper, but the tracking is not available. So I don't know why would you pay more for something where you receive less. There is not much things to say about this one. If you want to see how it's used, you can check some of my DIY projects. Yeah, you plug it in a computer. It has USB mini cable, not micro, not C, but mini cable, and that's it. This is, of course, a copy of whatever is the original, but it works and there is not much else to add to this. Let's check the next item. Let's see what we have here. 180 degrees. It should have a LED according to this. I bought two of these. The price was, I don't know, $2 or something like that. I will be leaving here price, and we will see later on in the web page. So I ordered two of these. I will be looking at some other manufacturers, so I try and find the one that suits me and my needs, works okay, solders nicely, melts nicely, holds nicely, whatever soldering paste should do. I will probably order a couple of other manufacturers, but unfortunately these were the only ones I could buy on AliExpress that were delivered from the EU warehouse. And yeah, let's check the web listing. Solder paste. Well, actually the shop where I bought it from doesn't sell it anymore. So if you go on AliExpress and search for it, you will see a lot of items that match this keyword. I bought this one. As you can see, there is a difference, at least in a package, between these here and these ones here. I presume that there is a difference in the temperature, in the lead or non-lead composition, so the material composition, etc. But today we will be talking about this one here. So from this store, and I didn't buy anything from this store, I'm just taking this listing as a sample. You can buy the same solder paste. It costs €3.93 for one, and I bought a package of two. Free shipping is via AliExpress Saver Shipping. At least it is free shipping to Croatia. Depends on where you live. I've tested it so far with a couple of projects. It's working great. I'm not that good in a soldering. I'm no professional. I don't know for what specific things to look inside the soldering paste, so this one is good for me. If you are storing it, you should keep it in a fridge. It says that paste should be kept at a temperature between 1 and 10 degrees. The other thing that you have to look when you buy a soldering paste is, of course, the temperature. And this one has melting point of 183 degrees, which is good to know, especially if you are using hot air gun or hot air plate or reflow oven, so that you know what temperature to use for the reflow process when the paste turns into the liquid. And of course, after that, it hardens when you lower the temperature. Composition is 37% of lead, which, if you want to avoid lead, avoid this paste. I currently have two syringes with them. I think I only used a bit from the one, so we will see. Let's check the next item. Let's look what we have here. 1 picofarad capacitors. These are the LSS113 or something. Surface mounted LEDs. Bunch of connectors, and these are too big, and bunch of resistors. Which none of have markings here. Yep, so I'll be installing them inside the boxes I pre-printed, and I'll be using my magnifying glass to figure out what's going on where. So these are the last components, not all of these, some of them I bought just to have spare ones. These were the last components I had on AliExpress as a standing order. Currently my tracking list lists 0 items, which hasn't happened for a long time. Everything has been delivered, and yes, these are the wrong ones. So I was waiting for these 3 components. And I have to figure out where I will be buying smaller ones, because these ones will not fit here. I probably ordered wrong ones. So this is the Zintercom or Zigbee intercom DIY project. And those were the last components I needed to finish this board. But as I mentioned in my July stream, I will probably not be doing that project until the end of my holidays, or until I return from the holidays. But on the other hand, I'm also looking forward to play with it, because I want to see if it's possible to make a DIY Nuki, because in reality this will be DIY version of the Nuki board. Really looking forward to play with this one. Okay, let's check the long list of the items that were included here. Yeah, this bag was filled with SMD components, and those were, as I mentioned, intended for the project that is called DIY Zigbee Doorbell. I still haven't recorded video on it. I did try and play, but I also ruined 2 boards. But I think I still have 6, 7, 8. I don't know if I ordered 10 or more boards. So if you're interested to see DIY Zigbee project, the doorbell, drop me a line and I will probably do a video on it. And yes, it can be hooked up to Home Assistant. So these are the components that I ordered. Most of them were resistors, 0805s. There was 1 capacitor, SMD LEDs, 5 colors, 20 units or 20 pieces from each color. Then I got these terminals, which the marking is KF128. This is the distance between the pin. And I have the 3P version, which means that it has 3 positions, 3 screws or 3 connectors. And also AMS1117 for the 3.3 volts, because this is needed for the project to provide stable 3.3 volt power, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not that good in electronics. Everything was bought from this Gapyun store. It has 97.5 positive feedback. I previously bought most of my SMD components from one another store, but I noticed that the prices there were much higher, 3 to 5 times higher for the same quantity, and I decided I don't want to pay the silly tax or idiot tax. So I've jumped to this store, and I'm so far very happy with everything I ordered from them. As I said, I bought a AMS1117 for 3.3 volts. Currently, 50 pieces costs €1 and 86 cents with 94 cents shipping. If you want to go for the tracked version, I would definitely recommend to go for AliExpress Saver Shipping. I really do not know what to tell you more. This whole package was left in this video just to give you a hint on the possible project. So if you want to see that project worked on and featured in a video, and then you can of course repeat it and learn more about it on how to edit to Home Assistant, to Zigbee network, etc., drop me down in the comment section of the video, or of course go to the Zigbee channel on the Discord server. A link to the Discord server is of course in the video description. Let's check the next item. Let's open up this package, this Trelec.com. So this is M5 Atome Echo, and I did have measures from this box up front, but I never even imagined that it was really so slow. I had it, it's a 2.5 by 2.5 centimeters, and I don't know why I thought that 2.5 centimeters is like this. Let me open the box. USB-C cable here, connector here. The idea is to use this one button here, well, and try to make a smart local assistant with just this tiny little small box. Hopefully, if you see this video, this means that I was able to hook it up Home Assistant and create a local only version of Smart Assistant. Let's check the website. This item is not a typical item I usually feature in my videos, but I really do hope that in future I will have more items like this. So, this item, and I'm showcasing it here because look how small it is. This is the standard USB-C connector, and it's barely larger than the connector itself. In size, it's probably almost the same. So what is this? This is Atome Echo M5. And I will be leaving a link to this item here or this web shop here, but also a link to the vendor or the manufacturer of this component. For what this is used? Well, I did a couple of videos. It all started with my shopping list video, where people said that they want to be able to add items to the shopping list via voice, which is not something that you can easily do. It can be done, but not easily through either Amazon or the Google devices. Then I created video called Talk to Home Assistant, where in effect, yes, you can talk to Home Assistant, but you still would be using either the browser and the mic that is connected to your browser, or maybe mobile phone. But then again, people ask, but I want a smart speaker that is local only, that does everything locally and provides me with the same functionality. And this is where this device comes to. So it has button, it has microphone, it has a speaker, it has ESP on itself, and you can use it for following. Jarvis, turn the piano on. Yeah, it does full-blown speech-to-text recognition on a couple of languages. It is possible to combine it or integrate it inside Home Assistant to use intents from Home Assistant. And of course, then it can control devices via Home Assistant and via voice. It also has text-to-speech capability due to the speaker, but as you've probably heard, yeah, the quality is terrible. But it works. If you want to have your local only, nothing goes to the cloud device that does voice recognition, this one is for that. If you're interested into that, don't forget to leave me comment down in a comment section below to make a video on it, because it's not a 5-minute video, it will take me some time, and you better like that video however it ends up if I manage to do that video. The item cost is €14.98. The shipping was around €6, so you get this item inside the EU or from within the EU for around €20, which is both not that expensive but also not cheap. If you compare it with a traditional Google device, yeah, this one is better. Maybe not in a speech recognition, but the speaker definitely is better. And I know that even Paul Hibbert would like this because this one really understands what you're talking. It doesn't just want to turn the light on. Let's check the next item. Let's open up this package. We have correct power cable, small manual, but it's all Chinese to me. It's all English to me. And then we have this one here. Okay, here it is. It's a UYUE 946C. There is a C plus model. I know there is also A model and things like that. But when I was researching for what to go, I decided to go for this 946 model. There is a nice large plate. It's 20 by 20. It should be more than enough for all of the projects I did so far and I hope to do in the future. On the back side we have power outlet. It says even that it has fuse inside. We'll open it a little bit later off camera just to check if there is a fuse or not. And this is the beep of the UPS as the power was just restored. And then this is really full solid. I don't know, it's aluminum or metal or steel. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, wires for the heaters, and one wire that is here for the temperature measurement. It has some stands here to give some room for the vent or airflow here, and I'll open it up a little bit later just to check if the wiring is done nicely or not. So the idea for this is to use this as a soldering station or hot plate or reflow, whatever, plate for the SMD related projects, for all those things that I've been working for the Zigbee modules, DIY Zigbee modules. In future I will probably be using this one just to make sure that I don't mess something up. I don't know if it will be easier or not. I really do hope that this one will be easier. Well, another beast is here. So far I bought the soldering iron, which is TS100, then I bought the hot air gun because I wanted to try that, and now I have hot plate, or how the listing calls it, UYUE 946C, electronic hot plate LCD digital display preheating station for PCB, SMD, heating phone, LCD touchscreen separate. So the intended use, or what I think the seller is trying to tell you, is that this device can be used for fixing or replacement of mobile phone screens, because most of the mobile phone screens are glued. You heat this plate or you heat this device to around 100 to 120 degrees, you put the phone with the screen down on this hot plate, the glue melts, then you peel it off and you replace the screen. At least that's what repair centers are probably doing. The next thing that you can use this is to heat the already pre-soldered PCB with the SMD components or even through the whole components and pull those components out. And the third thing for what you can use this is to solder the components, and this is definitely something that I will be playing with, especially if you say yes to DIY Zigbee module project for the doorbell. So the idea is to put the PCB, apply the solder paste, apply the components, put it here. It will start the reflow process. Although this is not a normal reflow oven, you don't have those, curves that are monitored that say, for example, keep it at this temperature for this, then preheat it, then heat more, cool down, and things like that. This is a simple cooler heater, but it does keep warm for a long time. I think that it managed to keep temperature, when I heat it to 240 degrees, temperature fell to 50 degrees after about 1.5 to 2 hours. So it really is massive, and it will be keeping heat for a long time, which is also good, means that the plate is evenly heated, which is great for soldering. I bought it from a Digi6 store. It was shipped from Poland, free shipping, for the 76 euros and 32 cents, and it arrived, I think, in 4 days. On first day at the evening I ordered it, on the 4th day it was at my front door. Let's check the last item for today. Let's look at this chewed up package. Couple of stands, 2 stands. Let's open up this one first. This is a development board. You can power it via AAA battery here, 1.5 AAA battery. These stands need to be mounted here and here so that it can stand flat on the table. So we have here crystal for whatever frequency, power switch. Is it power switch? Power 1, power 2, whatever power 1, power 2 means. I'll have to check up the documentation. We have mini USB, this power socket here, the module goes here, and then you have a lot of connectors, different connectors used to hook up external devices or sensors, and you have 1, 2, 3 buttons. And this is for this. And this is the module itself. Let me zoom in a bit more. So this is CC2530 module. It goes like this. The antenna goes here. And as I said, the stands should go here. And this is one development kit for the Zigbee devices. The question is, why did I buy it? Because A, I'm not that good in electronics, or B, I'm not good in programming. The reason is that I want to be better in doing custom Zigbee firmware. So I bought this development board and I will be using it to, try to understand a bit more how Zigbee firmwares work, so I can change some firmwares. Now let's check the web listing for this Zigbee development board and this Zigbee board. So, the last item. When we talk about last item, we have to talk about two orders. The one I once again ordered from eGoTo processor store, which never ever so far in the history of my shopping from AliExpress has ever sent me any item that I paid and ordered, which then I had to cancel once again, got my money back via dispute, and then bought it from another store. Which is a funny thing, because as I mentioned, I have been a fool a couple of times so far, didn't check the name of the store when I bought something, and they never ever sent me any item I paid. You wouldn't believe the excuses. It's just horrendous. So, eGoTo store, no. The second I'm dumb thing was, look at the price. I paid 30 euros and 92 cents to have it shipped to me. Then I cancelled it and bought it for 17 euros. And that's exactly the same item. So almost double the price, or 50% cheaper now. As I mentioned in the unboxing video, this is the developer kit for the CC2530 module. And for what it is used? You can use it to create your own DIY Zigbee devices. At least this is a breadboard creation of the Zigbee devices. There are a lot of pins that are on the board, both on the left and the right side of the board, and you can use that to connect various sensors, for example, DHT or BME or air quality sensors or peer sensors for motion or whatever. And then you can use this to create and test the firmware. There are two ways you can use this board. You can use it via the EAR Workbench software, or you can use it via the PVTO or something like that, which is the user interface for creating firmware where you just click and that's it. So I still haven't played with these boards, but I definitely will. My intention for now is not to create my own versions of the DIY devices, at least for now. I really do hope that I will be one day able to do so, but for now I want to recompile the firmwares and test firmwares, for example, to operate with the different Zigbee modules. So currently, some of the devices, DIY devices that I've been planning to work or have worked, I'm unable to find those specific Zigbee modules. There are similar ones, but they have a little bit of a difference in terms of power saving, deep sleep, etc. So I have to recompile it, and I can use, hopefully, this to test the firmware. And yes, you can get this for around 17 euros. The shipping is included. And this is it for this mail day with BeardedTinker. I really do hope that you did find something useful and inspiring in today's video. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me a like because it not just means really a lot to me, but it also helps with the YouTube algorithms. And before we wrap up, I really would like to thank everybody who is supporting me on the YouTube channel. Thank you all for becoming YouTube channel members, and thank you all for all of your support. But also thanks to everybody who watched, liked, or subscribed to my channel. If you too want to support me, you can do so by clicking the join button down below and becoming a YouTube channel member. Thank you. If you have any kind of a comment or a question, you can always leave it down in a comment section below or go to the Discord server. And I'll be seeing you next time. Until then, bye bye and have fun.